One. Hello, everybody. It's Danny Hafen. Once again, we are watching the broadcast from Los Angeles live without sound to give you our unique perspective and thoughts on this collegiate series. And I'm here once again with Visions.
How's it going, everybody? We're hopping into Game 2. Extremely excited to see what Game 2 brings us as we see a few bans come through already. Lots of jungle priority bans, as well as I wonder if the Graves is actually going to be picked up once again in the first rotation. Maybe get Weeze, someone who's able to carry the game a little bit harder than he was able to on the Zac. He didn't find too much success with it. He had a few nice engages, but ultimately he wasn't able to carry it. So we'd really like to see them get something aggressive, but they actually end up banning the Graves away.
Maybe he's not comfortable with it, but they could not get it over to Julius. But also, if they had not banned that Graves, the Kaisa first pick, first rotation counter pick would have been available. Instead, they go for the Kaisa themselves. So I think it's undefeated so far this tournament. It might be what we need as an audience to see it go the distance and go to 3 games this series.
It might just be the champion that can take us there. We've seen the killer instinct come through in the previous games and a few other series from yesterday, how it really took over and changed fights completely. So I really would love to see how already actually ends up performing on this. The Ezreal pick seemed like something that was pretty passive for him. He didn't have too big of an impact. He held his own, but he didn't necessarily pop off or wasn't able to pop off. So this should enable him a bit more, and we might just end up seeing the Caitlyn Morgana come through once again for Western.
That is what they are going with. I really hope to see Quirk's Taric. I hear it's incredibly good. The Braum was inefficient. And Taric does have shields and heals to help recover from that poke. And if you get hit by a super binding, you can always throw down Taric's ultimate in the oh, there it is. I'm a happy man.
There it is.
In the late game, people forget that a 40% CDR Taric level 16 has his ultimate every 40 seconds. So if you get hit by a binding, you can throw it down and then back off a bit, and you'll be up for the next team fight. I want to see that done. We also get to see the Talia. It's been banned quite often. The wall placement has been immaculate by mid laners who have utilized it so far this tournament, and I hope White can do that as well this game.
Yeah, we saw some amazing plays by Zeno yesterday. He had some amazing Talia walls, and they actually had to ban it out the next game because of how good they were. He was initiating fights with them, he was finding picks, and he was basically just causing a huge ruckus for the other team, and there was nothing they could really do about it. So, love to see that pick. And then we're also going to see the Karma actually come through, which should be for the mid lane for Chim. So something to actually enhance lots of shields for Short Hop when we did not see any bad performance from Short Hop last game. He popped off last game, played exceptionally well, and now we are going to hop into this ban phase as Ornn is the first one taken off the board.
I just want to talk about Short Hop real fast. I learned just a few minutes ago that this team is not well backed by their university, and a lot of the effort for coordination and learning and playing is led by Short Hop. And right here, right now, to prove to the world that his team is good, he is calling in all his brownie points from Blaze Nova and Chim and saying, you guys are going to shield me, you are going to heal me, and we are going to win this game. And I can appreciate that. It makes me want to go back and be young again and do what he is doing, being in college, leading a team, and taking on the world.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely a huge success story. I mean, ultimately, you can already say with the lack of support they're getting from the university and from their college, I mean, they've obviously had an amazing performance so well, battling through a 300-team bracket and showing up as being the top 8, but then having a dominant performance in game 1 and maybe able to contribute that over to game 2. It definitely shows so much about these guys, and you want to see these guys succeed, and you want to see them do well and go back to the university and say, we ended up placing really well, and that's got to be a good feeling. But they're definitely on track right now. And now to go back to the ban phase, we're going to see plenty of junglers taken off as we see Xin Zhao locked in for Julius.
I know that the bans on Maryland's side are covered by my face. They banned Skarner and Trundle. That is why the Xin Zhao was picked up by Western right here, to stop that obvious pick going over to Wise. Hopefully he can bring out something aggressive. I mentioned the Lee Sin. Oh no, not another Nunu. Why another Nunu?
So we are going to get another Nunu come through. And this is something that maybe they've played into Xin Zhao. Maybe they've actually seen some success with it. I mean, Xin Zhao is definitely a very strong champion. Has a lot of early game pressure. So interesting to see this come through for Wheeze. We usually see this guy on someone who's on a carry jungler, but whoa, we have a Zac locked in as well. So is that a Nunu top lane?
If it is, I suspect more it's the Zac top lane. I mean, Yang did just take the unconventional Kench top lane, so maybe he likes the Nunu as well, but the problem with Nunu is it's about buffing your AD carry. And AD carries that benefit the most from Nunu are long-range AD carries that can continue to be safe, while Nunu uses his ultimate to make it so nobody can go in on you. Already wants to use Killer Instinct to jump in and finish somebody off, and he can go in with Blood Boil on, but once he does that, who is going to kill him? The only thing he has is Quirk's ultimate, which is effective, which can do something, but will it be enough? Will it be enough to get these kills from the Shields and Hills from Karma and Morgana on short hop? I don't think so. I think Yang needs to play more to the meta and do something like a Camille over this cheese.
Definitely agree. I mean, unless this is something that's somehow worked in scrims for them, or maybe something that they're just on a last resort with. I mean, it's got to make you think for sure. But I mean, we do have every champion locked in. It is all drafted. We're ready to get into the second game here. Now, who do you have your prediction on? Who is going to end up winning this? Are we going to a game 3, or does Western Ontario close this out?
Western Ontario is definitely going to close this out, in my opinion. I cannot see the Nunu being effective. I feel that the second one thing goes slightly wrong, Maryland's going to lose their composure. They're going to not be able to stop Short Hop and his team with the pressure they'll have early game and with the amount of gold they'll be able to get for the team fights. Also, Xin Zhao's ultimate is really good at knocking Kaisa away from his carries if he chooses to play more passively with their superior range in every position. Auto attack range and spells range.
Absolutely. And now I'm really curious to see how this top lane goes. So Nunu did decide to go with the Doran's Ring and 2 health pots. And ultimately, I guess he decided to go with it simply for the fact that Malphite, obviously, when stacking armor against a champion that builds attack damage, it ends up working for him and helps with that. I believe it's the passive, but ultimately, it's someone that you want to pick that does do AP damage. So Yang does decide to lock this in. I'm very, very curious to see how this ends up going, but it should be very interesting. Overall, I'm really, really excited to see how already also plays on this Kaisa. I want to see him really start to show us that he can carry and he can take control of this game.
I was so excited when I saw Talia and Kaisa. Zac was decent. It has potential. The Tarek was incredible, and now I have no heart because of this Tom Kench. Not Tom Kench, this Nunu. I mean, Tom Kench had some great points. I explained them last game of what it could do to Malphite, and we saw it. He had a 40 CS lead. What is Nunu going to do? I cannot think of anything that's going to be effective in the team fights, in the lane, or in their ability to win this game and take us to 3 games.
Yeah, it's got to make you think, right? It's got to be something they've had to pull out in scrims. There's no way Yang has just decided, yeah, give me Nunu. I'm going to play it into Malphite. It's going to work. Trust me. It's had to have been something they've played around and practiced around. I mean, like, ultimately, we're going to see if it ends up working or if it doesn't. But yeah, it's really got to make you think about what priority, what kind of practice went into this pick, and are they going to be able to execute it?
I will eat a tie, or at least attempt to. My stomach's pretty mean to me sometimes. If this Nunu gets a triple kill this game and actually makes something great happen.
Quoted, writing that one down.
You may, Visions. You may be vocal to the world about what I just said there.
Will do.
I can't even focus on the cast. I am so upset about this. It makes no sense.
And we are going to see a bit of an invade here, just trying to fight over Weeze's red buff. They do have vision on it. I don't think that they're going to try and contest it. Talia is now going to walk back towards mid. It looks like they should be free to be able to take this. Also, we do have a short hop coming down to make sure that this is secured, and this looks like it is going over. And now Julius does have the level advantage against Wiz.
At this point, I'm wondering, we can't hear the supporting cast of the broadcasters. We don't have anybody in our ears. A part of me is wondering, was that a misclick on the Nunu lock-in? Did they mean to do Nasus? Because at least Nasus makes some sense somewhere. But if that had happened, they could have talked to the rest and changed it up. I'm all for Gouda. I love me a good Gouda. The TF jungle pulled off by Unicorns of Love in one of their first incredible games versus TSM before they were even in the European League was incredible Gouda. There's been other incredible Gouda here and there. This Nunu, I'm saying right now, will not be one of those that we remember.
Don't speak too soon. You never know what's going to happen. This could be the game where Yang has just an absolute incredible game, pops off, and goes like 10-0 on this AP Nunu or however he decides to build. You never know. You can't count him out. Unlikely, but I mean, this is going to be quite the game for the books. But if it doesn't work, then obviously all the flame and all the hate goes to Yang for going with this pick for sure.
One of the things that makes Nunu strong-ish is all the passive stacks he gets based off eating jungle monsters. If he's not in the jungle to eat those monsters, he's losing out on 500 gold worth of stats. And even though he's going to be top lane, have more experience, and have more gold than a jungler, it's still not going to make up for it. I want to write a book. Why do not Nunu top lane in competitive play? And it will be one page. One sentence. Because it's bad.
Now, as we go towards this bottom lane and look at the other lanes on the map, obviously we have the Morg and the Caitlyn constantly pushing in this Kai'Sa and Taric, putting lots of pressure down here. Both junglers also moving towards the bot side, potentially looking for something. However, Nova definitely has the black sheet available just in case Zach tries to look for any kind of engage, just like the last game. But we're going to get a reset here. And also in the mid lane is going to be a lot of roam potential. I would love to see when White hits 6 to look down for this bot lane. They have two very immobile champions that are going to be either forced to net or flash over the wall. And it's going to give you an opportunity to blow a lot of summoners and potentially even pick up a kill or two.
Especially with Wheeze being there, the long range engage, something can happen. It will be exciting when we get there. It'll be about another minute before it can happen in any way, shape, or form. Racking my brain to its fullest extent, why would you possibly pick Nunu? Nunu's consume does true damage, so it does kill banner minions, but they didn't have trouble with banner minions last game. That wasn't why they lost, and Cho'Gath was still up, and his feast is at least being able to damage champions as well. Why not go Cho'Gath? It was banned against you if that's the reason why you're wanting Nunu, just for banner minions.
Yeah, it's hard to get the theory craft behind it altogether. I mean, maybe we'll be able to hear about it later after the game on why it ends up getting picked. But I mean, ultimately, he is keeping up with CS at least for the most part right now. So it isn't necessarily getting picked on either. So it's just going to come to the team fight stage where Nunu doesn't bring as much to the table as Malphite will. But yeah, you have to think: does Cho'Gath or does another champion, does Scion, champions that at least can engage for you, that bring a little bit more utility? You have to think about that and what was their theory of going with the pick. But anyway, we are at the point where Talia is able to roam, so I would love to see her look for something either top or bottom to see if she can find something, preferably in the bot wave as they constantly push that in. But we do have Xin Zhao moving towards top side here.
And we also have
We're
Fight.
going to see the engage here. Flash coming through here onto the Nunu. Nunu does not have any escapes left. First blood going over to Julius. Really well played by him. 2 flashes coming out to make sure they get that. And that is the pick getting picked on right there.
Very much so. And they can't do anything elsewhere on the map. Western Ontario has 4 pink wards in the river. They will see White wherever he goes, and they were safe to make that play on the immobile Nunu. There is one thing I can tell you. If Maryland wins this game and then wins the next, when Riot does the interviews, we will get the answer from the mouth of the players of why Nunu was picked. And I will make sure to broadcast that and become educated greatly in a way I never thought.
Engage here. This is going to be a flash coming through. Going to get out. Really nice play by Wheeze, getting some summoners down. And now that's going to be a flash down. And this is going to be the mid laner having to play a little bit more safe now, and also gives the kill pressure over to White or even the roam pressure. And really well played by them.
Also, Maryland has successfully gotten rid of 2 of the pink wards that were in the bottom river and have secured their own tri-brush with the pink, letting Zach be able to get a long range game. Possibly White will be able to get down here. Level 6 have been hit. There is immense potential for a fight bot lane, and Maryland will need it to happen because their tower is already over 30% dead bot lane, and we don't want it to get any deader.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure almost across every single game we've seen, it's usually been the first tower in the bot lane that does end up going down. So a lot of teams have just conceded it and just given it up. But I would really like to see them try to contest it, fight, try to send some resources down here, try to punish this bot lane as Zach shows, but is spotted out by a ward. So ultimately they are going to know he's on the bot side as Julius does slowly come down as well.
Those pinks are now all gone. The play has potential, though the Karma has their own first. Zach's going to get spotted out that he was trying this dragon, and he just goes back over the edge. And we see the Kaisa getting early boots. I appreciate that. Dodging bindings is going to make all the difference in surviving this bot lane in time for your team to show up for that fight. And we already have seen 2 banners done, both from the Nunu and the Karma.
Yeah, we're going to see a bit of a gank here. White does have the heal available as well as the flash. He's going to pop the heal to stay alive there. So getting out of there. More pressure coming from Julius as we do have a binding that's just going to barely miss Quirk. But obviously Julius is everywhere on the map right now, making sure he's making himself known, trying to track Zach as best as they possibly can, as it looks like they might be looking for a potential dive here in the top lane here. Yang's in a tough spot, no flash available. It's going to get up with the Malphite ult. He's going to come through. He's going to get taken down. But now we have another fight in the mid lane here. That's going to be Chim going down next. Did not have the flash available, so that's just going to be a 1-for-1 trade across the board there. Really well played by them. But again, is Yang just getting picked on over and over again, making it so difficult and just showing us why the Nunu pick was not good, as we do have way up here trying to just clear the wave and go back to his jungle.
So admittedly, Chim is building for the team. Finished that banner early on. Probably will be going Ardent Sensor next to empower Short Hop. So it's hard to win this lane, especially with the Teleport Summoner versus the heal. But I still think Western Ontario is in a very safe place.
Whoa, and now it looks like Julius might potentially have a kill here. Zach does have the passive, so he should be okay. But he's going to be taken down really low, going to have the flash out now. Julius is now a little bit deep. Yang's going to be on him now, but we're going to have 3 people collapsing here. No Malphite ulti available just yet. We're going to see the new channel, the ultimate, and this is going to be a re-engage here by Zach. They're going to be looking to turn this. This is huge. Epic going down. Now looking on to Chim. Chim getting extremely low right there. Going to find another one. Is going to pop the passive, but it's still going to be alive and going to be A-okay. Really well played by them. Fighting back into the game. Nunu ulti was actually huge there, but wasn't enough to ultimately get that.
It was,
we're going to see a replay.
Very overzealous of Julius. He should have just stopped right here and gone back. He did have Karma coming. It's understandable why he'd go for it, but it's still, the Zac passive is alive and well. And there is one thing Nunu does well, that slows people forever and ever.
Yeah, this was really nice re-engage here, and really well played by them. White in a nice position to go for the flank here, and this is just all of them just going down. Nothing they can really do, but really well played by them, and that new ulti popped them, as you can see the reaction on the face.
So Nunu's ultimate can do an immense amount of damage if he is uninterrupted and gets the full charge. I think it gets like a 25% bonus damage between a quarter of a second from being fully charged and getting interrupted to being fully charged. And he was never hit by any CC. But we do see the bot lane turret going down, and top lane should follow soon after.
Yeah, we're also going to see Wiz actually start up the Dragon here, trying to secure this, get the Ocean Drake for his team. Still 14 minutes, still fairly useful for his team, but ultimately they are going to be pushing back, and that first turret did actually go over to Western Ontario there, was secured. Not sure if Short Hop got the solo goal or not, but however, it was secured, and that's what you always want to get. But Ocean Dragon is going to be taken back by Wiz.
I just realized something. Yang, with that fully charged ultimate, had potential for a triple kill there. I almost had to eat a tie. Don't do that again to me, Western Ontario. I like my ties. I have a fair number of them that are precious to me.
Yeah, extremely close. It seems like the Canadians might have heard you, but also we do have a play going on to the mid lane. We do have the flash available from White. Looks like he should be able to flash, but it's going to be followed up right there by the Malphite ulti. Epic's going to end up cleaning that up. Really well played. White a little bit out of position, getting snared by Chim there, but now we're going to have a little bit of pressure as the Nunu tries to beat down the tower.
With this banner minion mid lane as well, and only magic damage from Zac, they might be able to get significant damage there.
Yeah, and almost going down, just a tick away. One more auto, but it is not going to go down just yet. So close, just a sliver of health, unfortunately, but almost went down there.
The respect for Maryland, they have been laughing on the player camps. They've been excited. They believe in their cheese, and maybe they can pull it off. They're not too far behind considering the early game comp that Western Ontario has drafted with Zin, Karma, Morgana, and Caitlyn.
Yeah, and we're going to see the replay here. You can see Epic holding the ultimate, knowing that White had the flash. Really nice play by him, making sure he didn't preemptively go for it and then flash and maybe potentially get out. And now White has no flash available, and I would not be surprised if Julius or if Epic comes back to try and do that again.
So it appears that Yang is going to go for a Knight's Vow first item. And when I'm a Leona main, every once in a while I play Leona top, and that's my first item I get. And I go and I fight in the 5v5s. It's a very useful item, and it allows Quirk to go and get this tier and not have to worry about Knight's Vow for his AD carry.
Yeah, and just like that, we're going to see the flash engage going on to White. White going down once again right there by Chim. And this is what we talked about. They are now picking on him, trying to find openings. And when he does not have that flash available, they're making sure that they take advantage of that summoner being down. But we're going to see a re-engage. Ultimately going to come out from Julius to back him up right there. Really nice slingshot right there to try and get the ulti out of Julius. And Julius is just going to go back to his jungle as Chim clears and stays mid.
Julius can use that to stop the Zac. He can use it to knock away Kaisa in later game team fights. We see he is on point with it, and hopefully we can continue to see some immaculate play and some things to excite and amaze us.
Absolutely. And going forward with this game, there is a slight goal lead for Western Ontario, just about 2K, mainly because of the towers. And I believe we have maybe a bit of a CS lead, but we're going to see another engage going on to Nova as well as Chim. Chim going extremely low, but not going to find the less bounce onto everyone. Chim's going to get knocked back, and this is going to be Julius now running back. TP also coming through looking for Nova. Short hop in a tough spot. He's just going to land a few autos, put the trap down, but ultimately it's just going to be one going down. Chim did blow the flash, but did go down, and now they have their eyes set on the mid turret.
They've used up 3 of their ultimates. They might be able to make a defense here with Epic's Unstoppable, but it looks like they're just going to play it safe and wait a little bit longer. TP is up on Chim, so maybe they can catch him as they try to retreat.
They might be looking for a play here. The Cosmic Radius is available, however, so I don't think they're going to try and engage. They'll just take the Rift Herald, take the tower, get a few objectives secured, and now going forward, they are fighting their way back into this game, and they are trying to push this to a game 3.
And admittedly, I wanted to go there. I really want to see a series go all the way. I said so up already, and Tariq Kaisa is a combo that can be wicked at destroying these people if the shields and heals do not come down quick enough to save Julius's life or to save Short Hop's life. They are not tanky, they are going full damage, and it's up to Chim and Blaze Nova to have their mouse and have their fingers working fast and working right when the engage comes from Zach.
Yeah, and they're going to have another engage. No flash available for White. Julius going to come with a follow-up now, and that's another kill going on to White right there. That is just unbelievable. His flash has been down, and ever since his flash has been down, they have now contributed 3 attempts to try and make sure that they get him down, and he has went down 3 times now, falling again. Really well played, using the ultimate from Malphite really effectively, really punishing him when he does not have the summoner available.
So I want to see Western Ontario back, get more control wards. They already have 4 placed. I want to see them move those forward so they can get the Baron. Don't let Nunu get in there with his consume. Do the dance. They have the teleport advantage with 2 teleports up. They can continue to pressure bot lane and hopefully show a superior macro to defend themselves from this cheese that Maryland has brought out.
Yeah, and so far, I mean, it's looking better than the first game. The first game, they definitely struggled quite a bit. Fell behind very early and just ended up, Western Ontario just ended up snowballing the game completely. Riftchild is going to be dropped bottom, as his Mountain Drag is looking like the next objective for both teams here, as they're both trying to set up. Talia Wall is coming through, though, the block off Julius, but he's just going to get over the wall there. But now it looks like they might start this up as the TP rolls through. And doesn't look like the fight's done just yet. Ultimate's going to come through. Epic's going to find 3. Mold, a lot of damage coming through. Julius going to pop the ulti. Cosmic Radius coming down, though, trying to block as much damage as possible. Let's Bounce going to bring 2 back, looking for more damage. This is going to be White putting in as much damage as possible. Now they're in a tough spot. Blaze Nova looks like he's going to go down, but Zach Passive's going to also get popped. Binding's going to find 1, and now they're going to be kiting back. Only 1 going down. Short Hop was the only one taken down so far. Lots of summoners blown, and this Mountain Drag should now go over.
If there was 150 more damage from Western Ontario, they would have popped already. They would have popped Quirk during the duration of the CC. They failed to do so. The flash and heal came out, and that was a devastating fight to Western Ontario. And I'm not sure if they're going to be able to figure out how to play against Quirk's Tariq. It is so MVP right now, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. And now already might be in a bit of a tough spot here. Does not have any summoners available. Nice pick. Him overextended there. But now we're going to have the re-engage coming through for Wiz. Wiz looking to try and stop him from going anywhere. Julius down in a tough spot. Does not have flash available. He should be going down. They might be giving this over to White. That's where they went. That's where it went to. Give that gold to your carry. Let him back. Let him reset and let him come back with an item.
They're also going to get this tower with that banner minion. No problem. Western Ontario is fighting in the mid lane to get their own tower, and it will come down to that Baron, I feel, and the ability for Epic to make a play and his teammates to follow up on the damage in time before that Cosmic Radiance comes down in that river here in the next 3 or 4 minutes, most likely.
Yeah, absolutely. Really well played by them to actually end up winning that fight. And that's the difference that we're going to be talking about. The Cosmic Radius can play a huge factor. And if you don't burst a target that you're focusing on, then they have the chance to kite the fight out, wait to 2.5 seconds. Now we do see Yang in a bit of a tight spot. Going to take some damage, but going to walk out. And a turret is going to fall that was at a sliver of health. But now we have a Taliyah coming through here. And now Short Hop's in a very tough spot. Not sure if he has the net available. Is going to get over the wall. Not going to find anything just yet. Now Julius may be looking for more, but they're just going to walk back out. Really well played by them to get out of that scenario.
So grateful that that net was there. Short Hop would have been shortly dead without it. And the Baron is now in control by Maryland, and they can't get the vision and these long-range engages with the
we're going to see
Zac.
the engage here. Q going to come through, looking for the Let's Bounce. Not going to find anyone just yet. We're going to see lots of damage going to Short Hop. No ultimate available here. Now Nova going to get pushed back by the side mid shove, and now they might actually have their eyes on Baron potentially. However, Julius is still alive and ready and does have his smite up very soon, but they're going to give it a start.
Without Short Hop, they do not have the damage to take this. They need to back off, recover, find the fight you want. This is just so dangerous.
This is extremely dangerous. However, the smite is available. Re-engage going to come through from Wiz. Ultimate not available. Cosmic Radius coming down. That's going to find 4, but it did not have the damage to come out. Epic's just going to try and stall as long as he can. Julius still alive, however. No flash available, but the smite is ready. They are going to try and zone him. Cosmic Radius is on cooldown. Now, Julius is trying to get close to the Baron, looking for the smite, but he is getting down really low. 2k health, but getting zoned by Yang. He's not going to get anything now, and now they're going to have their eyes on Julius. Julius is going to get constantly slowed by Yang. Yang putting out as much damage as he can, trying to slow him. Now we're gonna have Nova here with the shield, trying to secure him. But now we're gonna also have a fight in the mid lane as they push down. But he's gonna make it out. Baron is secured. Reset coming through, and now the game is in Maryland's favor.
The siege potential is significant with the team fight. Tarek is making it so easy to go and commit to these fights. Western Ontario is not tanky enough. They do not have their battle line set up properly to knock away the Zac, and their damage is consistently being caught out and killed.
Yeah, Wiz coming through with an actual huge play there. The elastic slingshot came through and he found it onto one with the Tarek stun, but he then turned his attention over to shortstop, ends up landing the Q on 2 targets, stunning him, CCing him. He has nowhere to go, ends up taking him down. It's really well played by him. Then they turn to the Nash, secure it, and now I want to see how they use this Baron power play and if they can start knocking down some turrets to fight back into this game and then look for a game 3.
I really appreciate White's decision to build a Banshee's Veil. They are having enough damage already to kill these squishy targets. And the only success Western Ontario has had in the last 10 minutes is the constant picks out on White, killing him. With that Banshee's Veil, he's not going to get caught as easily by Julius or Epic, and they can continue to siege and fight the way they want to. Zac has a pretty good flank here.
Yeah, Zac potentially looking for something. Going to find onto one. Shortstop in a tough spot. Going to look for the ultimate. Let's Bounce. Not going to find anyone. Cosmic Radius should be coming down soon. New ulti going to come through as well. Taliyah while blocking them all off. They have nowhere to go. That's going to be 1 coming down so far. Maybe looking for 2. Chim going really low. Julius trying to block as much damage as he can, but now maybe looking for Nova. Nova's going to go down. That's another one going down. That's 4 going down right there for Western Ontario. And now they have their eyes set on the inhibitor.
Not just the inhibitor, the game. It's a 30-second death timer, and they still have not used Quirk's ultimate. They could literally Cosmic Radiance and just win the game with that at this point.
And now shortstop's going to get stunned up. He's going to net over the wall, but he's going to get down. And now we are in a spot where this should be the game here. Maybe the first game 3 that we're actually going to get of the entire tournament of the quarterfinals series. And now I cannot wait to look for this game 3. This new cheese actually worked. And I wonder if this is actually going to be a pick ban scenario going into the ban phase next.
Visions, what did you see? I didn't see a Nunu ban work, Nunu pick work. I saw a Tarek work wonders with the help of Zac getting in the long range engages. I didn't see Nunu do anything. You might have
Nunu
to
had
make a PowerPoint
some
to me.
good engages. He had some amazing ultimates. Let's be honest, the Nunu pick was a huge priority there. Definitely was a huge factor in why they won the game. Let's be honest. But ultimately, it was a good series, or a good game, and we are going to a game 3 to complete the series. And I'm really excited to see how the draft ends up going. We've seen lots of new picks, so I'm curious to see what's going to get banned and what's going to get through.
I think you've gone a little too far down the rabbit hole and has too much time with Alice and the Cheshire Cat and the Mad Hatter if you think the Nunu was a factor in winning that couldn't have been done better by a different take. But I'm still excited for Game 3. Maybe we'll see it again, and maybe we'll see me have to eat a tie if he gets a triple kill. Oh, this was fun and entertaining, and yes, we have a Game 3. Come and watch it, everybody. It will be up soon, 20 minutes after the live game finishes, because that's how long it takes for me to upload. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Leave your comments and the color of tie I should eat if it does happen. Goodbye, everyone.
Game 3, guys.